Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are playing Stormworks, Build and Rescue. Are a couple of things. I now have over 4,000 hours in Stormworks. This is going to be the last Stormworks video for a very long time. As you can see, the game has, whatever I've done to it, or not me, the game itself, it is running so slow now. I don't know why. I've always had this issue where the longer I get into a career, the game slows down, and I get to the point where I can't finish my career, because look at how slow the game is going, right? So what I wanted to do today is I made it back here, and I want to just go over nuclear power, right? So I did manage to bring some, so anyways, let's just get into it. So I'll spawn this in. You're gonna see how slow it, all right, let's see if we can run over there. You know, I don't even, I'm just so sick of trying to cross this map. Yeah, this is basically where I'm at with this game. I love it, I really do, but I'm just to a point now where I've just kind of had enough. I can start a fresh game and it runs good for a little while, but once I start spawning stuff into the game, as you saw with the crab boat and everything else, it's just not, it's not, after 4,000 hours, it's not fun anymore. I really enjoy the building, but I want to play the game, and I've never really been able to fully play the game the way I want to play the game, because it just doesn't, this is the problem. All right, so we have our nuclear fuel rod. It takes 9 uranium per fuel rod. All right, so 9 uranium per fuel rod. So I guess what I'm gonna try and do now is let's try and build just a small nuclear reactor. I want to see if I can do like a 1 rod reactor here. So what do I need here? I need and then we'll see if we can get this thing to like fire up, I guess. And that's got to go there. So you see that alignment, right? And then what I probably should do is this. Let me see. Some track going here. I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed, because I was hoping by now, after a few years, that they would have, you know, my thing is that my system is the recommended settings, and I don't have the money to upgrade my computer anymore, so I can make the game run better than the recommended settings. That's just me, that's just where I'm at, that's just life. Yeah, so I was hoping that even with the recommended settings that I'd be able to play the game, you know, sort of ideally, and I've actually been putting up with a lot more than I think most players would be putting up with, and just as an attempt to try and, you know, play the game and have a little bit of fun with it. But I'm at the point now where I don't have fun anymore with the game. The way that it slows down and the way that it does stuff is just, it's no longer working for me. And I have so many other games that I want to play, that I can play, that are just as involving as Stormworks, that work. They work the first time. I have the recommended settings. They function. I can get good graphics. I can have a lot more fun. So yeah. So anyway, so I apologize for that if you guys have been watching. If you guys have been following for a while, you know, this isn't the end of the channel. I'm going to start playing more games, different games. This is just going to be the end of Stormworks for me. So yeah, this is my last video for a while, until I see some significant material changes by the developers that are going to enhance gameplay. For me, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it anymore. Yeah. So that's kind of my little rant here this morning. So like I say, the building, it's a phenomenal building game, but it's probably, you know, other than that, there really isn't much There's not much to it. So like I say, I've been playing the game for 4,000 hours. I can verify that I've been playing the game for 4,000 hours. Yeah, that's a lot. And in that time, I haven't noticed any... The last change that they did seemed to help. But it didn't really... It helped the GPU not drop off the map, but it didn't help anything else. It didn't solve the fact that the game slows down. And I mean, like, look at me in building mode, right? The game is fine in building mode. I'm getting, you know, it's decent. But as soon as I spawn stuff into the world, it just, yeah. So anyway, so what are we doing here? All right. So I built some track. We have our single nuclear rod. I'm gonna try. I don't know if this chamber is gonna be too big. It might be. I am gonna try. Let's see here. And this toggle button and a battery. So all I want to do is I just want to see if I can get this to heat up. Now I was trying yesterday with a better setup, and I wasn't actually able to get above about 40 degrees. And then these two pumps here. So I just want to see if I can get this small reactor to go. All right, so minimum value is going to be -1, maximum value I think it's going to be 0. What's the direction of travel on that? I guess I'll find out here. I was hoping that we'd get some changes that would speed it up, but I just can't. I can't spawn in vehicles right now. Right? Look, I can't spawn in vehicles. Okay, there we go. Now it's in there and it's starting to heat up. I mean, even the numbers. I can skip time and you'll see how slow the skipping of the time is versus when you first log into the game. It's really, really fast. Day, night, day, night, day, night. And now I try and skip time and you're waiting. The 24-hour cycle has become a 30 or 40, and it's doubled. So anyways, yeah. I like this game, I really do, and I feel really, really sad about not being able to put out any more videos. But at this point in time, until I get a new PC and determine whether it's my PC or the game, I can't do anything more about it. So yeah, so there you have it. It takes 9 uranium ingots to make 1 fuel rod. And so far in all of my builds, I've needed at least 4 fuel rods to power a basic reactor. I just find that 1 or 2 or 3, just for whatever reason, doesn't seem to be quite enough to get the speed up. But we'll see here. I'm hoping I can get this thing to melt down. Yeah, but once I get about 35 or so, the temperature tends to stop and it just stabilizes there. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't get the single rod to heat up. So, yeah. I should be checking, you know what? I should check on the insertion number as well. It should be at 100. This is our insertion target. Oh, I guess it would probably help. It would probably help if I gave it let's see. Then what I want to do is I want to see if I can slim this down. Like, it has to be so big because the rod has to engage, right? But I want to see if I can slim it down, maybe. There we go. And then this is just between 1 and 0. So let's see here if I can get over here. Oh, did it drop on its own? It dropped on its own. All right. And then we can put this at 1. Yeah, there we go. Just plunge it in there and see what we can do. So we're fully inserted now. See how hot we can get this chamber. Now for steam, we need to get to at least 200 degrees. If we can get to 200 with a single rod, we can produce steam, and then we can produce power. I was kind of playing around a little bit yesterday with 2 rods because I only have enough fuel to do 2 rods in career mode. So I have to go back if I want to mine more uranium and do the whole process again. So I thought instead of doing that, maybe what I'll do is I'll launch my submarine. And I was working on the submarine and that was fine, but then I try and spawn the submarine in and it just, the game is you know, I've got 3 oil rigs and the crane on the map, and that's it. And that's enough to basically kill my gameplay. So here we go. We'll keep heating up here. Let's see if we can get up to 200. Should get to a point where it just accelerates and accelerates, and I think at 1,000 it melts down if we could even get that hot. And this is just a single rod, right? Just a single rod. Who knows how long this is going to take to start up. Well, I'd like to see a glow. Yeah, so for me, like the frame rate seems to be good, but you see my 99% frame rate is dropping between 30 and 50 FPS. My render latency is hanging around 50 milliseconds. But I mean, I don't know how accurate that is. I know I've tried the overlay, the NVIDIA overlay, in a couple other games, and it seems to be kind of hit or miss, right? So it's hard for me as a player to try and narrow down the issues. I try and stay in the game a little bit longer, and you know, it just kind of, yeah, it just, for me here, like I'll come over here and I'll skip time, and we'll see how slow skipping time is even. So I'm having a hard time getting up the stairs, right? The door. And there we go. Pick him up, see him dropping, and then we'll see the day. See how slow that is? See how slow that's going? Right? And then you compare that to when you first get into the game. There's no comparison. Look how slow the door opens up. Yeah, it's just, anyways, yeah, so just those things for me as a player. I really love this game. It's been a great game. But until they solve these issues, I'm not going to come back to Stormworks. So I apologize for that. Hey, if you don't want to, you know, if you like the channel, thanks for the views and stuff. But I might put out a couple of videos with the radar and stuff later on. But yeah, I'm going to wait until they release their quote-unquote major expansions, and then I'll maybe try the game then, see if it solved any of these issues, but if not, I don't think I'll be returning to Stormworks. So yeah, so anyways, that's going to do it. As you can see, a single rod. I don't know if it's going to be enough to actually get us to 200 degrees that we need to. If it is, it'll take a incredibly long time. But as you can see, we're already kind of... So yeah, I do have some videos of bigger reactors, full reactors that work. You can check those out on the channel. I'm not going to take down any of the content. I mean, why not? It's been really good content and I've enjoyed it. But that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. That's going to do it for Stormworks. Thank you.